I get it that people want to fight racism, but going up and punching a redneck in the face at a rally isn't fighting racism. That's just punching a redneck in the face. If you think you want to change them, then I marched in rallies, and I've been to Klan rallies, and I've been on the other side with the neo-Nazis marching, and people throw bottles at us and snowballs in Westchester, Pennsylvania. And I never ducked a bottle or a snowball and thought, maybe I should rethink my beliefs here, right? You just don't. Now I'm like, there's my fucking enemy. There's my enemy. That's who I'm going to go. That's them. When people started to talk to me and they showed me empathy, it changed everything. It changed the game. Because if people really want to fight racism, we need to start fighting like the private prison industry. And they figured out a way to make money off of poverty. That's all it is. I mean, there's nonviolent felons. I get it, they're nonviolent. We should not be putting them away and taking away from their families. Now their children become violent because they're pissed off kids. Like, we're just feeding this beast. I mean, you want to protest racism, you protest that type of stuff. You protest stop and frisk. You stop and frisk. You have all these wannabe Tea Party constitutional groups that are leading into these racist groups. They're just the fringe of the far right too, that go around and scream about the Second Amendment or for the Constitution. What about that kid who just pulled up in Times Square with a girl he's taking her on her first date, a black kid, walking up in Times Square, going to treat this girl to an ice cream cone, and two cops just have the right to grip him up and throw him against the wall and treat him less than a man and frisk him because he might have a bulge in his pocket? Like, that's what continues real racism, systematic racism. What's happening right now is just recycled racism. It's renewed racism. These far right, these alt-right groups they have to rebrand themselves because the last groups that came before them done really bad things. So they're just rebranded. It's the same anger, it's the same bottled up hatred. And what's going to end this is something bad. And so what we have to remember is going to be ending this is a picture of a fireman running down the street with that little girl in his arms. That's what's going to end this again. So we can help try and stop it earlier. And what I mean by stop it is not make legislation against it, but start treating people. I mean, it takes all of it. It's not legislation. It's human beings being human beings amongst human beings.